So my name is Rosie Christian and I am part of the front of house team. So I'm a DDM, and how I came to come here, well, it's a long story. I grew up in this area. I used to come to watch pantos as a kid and I loved them. I then auditioned for youth theatre when I was about 14, 15. Started doing youth theatre, I think it was on a Monday. Loved it so much. And then I hustled my way to work in the bar at 18 when Graham used to run the bar. And then I did my first ever professional acting job on this stage as well, in a panto. Like years ago, Cinderella was one of the supernumeraries, like a brilliant costume with a big white mouse head pushing the cart. And you haven't been able to get me out since. So yeah, a long history with this building. So I did like 3 pantos here. I think it was like my dream when I was a kid. Like I used to come with my primary school, and there used to be a wall at the side and we used to line up to go into the box office. And I always remember panto was like the most magical thing for me. I was always so excited at how they did the magic. And I was like, oh my gosh, these people didn't know what acting was at that age. And it was one of my dreams. I was like, I just want to be in panto. So then when I got an opportunity to be supernumerary, that was like my first time on stage, and I was like, it's amazing. And then I was like, I definitely want to be a lead. I want to be a lead. And yeah, I got a chance to be a lead in Dick Whittington, which is I think about 12, 13 years ago. And that was phenomenal. It was amazing. This place, down to the core, has always been like home from home. I've met some of my best friends in this theatre. Like I said, I did my first professional job here. I've made lifelong friends, and it's always been a real community hub, I think, for me. It was the first time I saw someone of my complexion on the stage, and then that to be reciprocated with working as well. Like I just didn't feel like I had to explain who I was or my culture or who my friends were or why I spoke with an East London accent. It just felt like such a community and such a lovely vibe. And it felt like that in every little pocket of the theatre that you went to, like from box office to artistic to backstage to front of house to behind the bar. And I have worked like in nearly all of the departments here doing something, and it just literally felt like if I was at home and I was bored, I'm like, I'm just going to go to the theatre and chill. Like when we had youth theatre, we would go into like the education department and I'd sit with our teacher. We had a teacher called Carlos Conway. He was phenomenal. And he was like, oh, what are you doing here, Rosie? I'm like, oh, I'm bored. I was like, can I just read a play? And he was like, yeah, sit in the green room. And I'd sit there and read a play that I found in the box office or something. So yeah, it's literally home from home. There are so many that I could pick that I loved, but I think the one that will always leave me with a lasting impression was a show called Township Stories. And it was by a South African company that came here. And it was the first, and it was such a controversial show. It was like about a township in South Africa, and it was quite a hard watch and quite a tough watch. And I think for me as a young person, it was the first time I had seen theatre that was quite hard to watch. Like there were people walking out and it left you with a sense of wanting to talk, also feeling a little bit uncomfortable. But that was the first time that I was like, oh, theatre can do this as well as entertain and be happy. And to this day, that has definitely, like there are certain songs that they use in it that I just can't listen to those songs anymore because I just go, oh, back to that scene and that emotion and that rawness. So Township Stories, hands down, changed my life, especially like when I look at theatre and like theatre that I like to make and see. Yeah, that was definitely one of the big ones. So they did Township Stories and then a play called Foreplay. And the front was like a girl when she was blowing a bubble gum, a pink, I remember it's like a pink bubble gum she blew. And yeah, that was phenomenal. And then they did one that there was a off-site piece, I can't remember, but that was phenomenal as well. But that company, they came back like every year and they were just phenomenal. Just because we do such different work, and I love that about us. I think I love the fact that, you know, one month you can come and see a musical and you're like dancing, and then the next week you can come and see, or the next month you can come and see, and it's like, you know, a hard-hitting drama. So it's not a theatre that just does one type of entertainment or shows. Also, and yeah, I think for me, it's like you will see people that look like you here. And I think for me and my community of friends, that's really important. And also, like, the bar has really good drinks. The rum punch is great. Like, what's better? Like, you're entertained, you can get good food, you can get good drinks, and you are allowed to unapologetically be yourself as well. I think that would be like my big main pull factors.